I went through a really tough year that was filled with isolation and grief. I moved down here to an apartment with just me and my cat, and I didn't really know anybody in town. That was tough. It was tough to have bad days and just need somebody to be there, just someone to see me and know that I was on the planet and communicate with me that I was on the planet, and that I did belong here. That was a really transformative time for me in how I viewed acknowledging other human beings that are walking the face of the earth with us. So I'll tell you, during that first 6 months of living here, I was emotionally in probably the hardest year of my life. And I was alone in my apartment by myself. And of course, I work online. So there was a lot of alone. There was a lot of Amy. There was a lot of Amy. And a lot of all the thoughts and the thinking that live in your head when you're by yourself. And so I made two choices to help me feel acknowledged that got me through that first 6 months. One was I said, Amy, you're going to take yourself out for a meal every day. Every day. I don't care what it costs and I don't care what you order. You're going to take yourself out for a meal every day, which meant I made great friends with the wait staff at some of my favorite restaurants because they were the only person I got to talk to that day. And it just felt so good to be seen, just for one human being to see me and ask how my day was going, or actually want to see that I was okay, and sometimes share how their lives were going. And fast forward, they're still some of my favorite people. When I go into one specific restaurant in town, all the wait staff are like, "Hey," I'm like, "Hi," and I have friends who say, "You must come here a lot," and I said, "Well, I came here a lot during a very tough time." So that acknowledgement from another human being really sustained me, and I leaned on it heavily. The other choice I made was to get on my bike every day. And when I got on my bike every day, I rode past all the walkers and runners and construction crews and landscaping crews who were working at that time in the early morning. I made a point to every morning say good morning and look at people in the eye and wave to them because I needed them to see me. I needed their eyeballs on my eyeballs. I needed to know that I mattered and that somebody knew I was alive. And eventually, those people that I saw on the daily, with of course me waving and saying good morning, began to expect to see me. And if I didn't ride for a couple of days, then I would hear it. Where you been? And that really was so sustaining and life giving, just as a member of my regional community where I live, but also as a member of the human race, that someone knew that I was on the planet and that I wasn't where I was supposed to be at, 7 a.m. last Thursday when it was super windy. That's the impact we have when we acknowledge other people. You never know who is by themselves. You never know who is struggling. You never know who is in pain. You never know when someone just needs another human being to say, I see you.